Good morning, friends. In yesterday's lecture, we saw Euclid's division lemma. What is Euclid's division lemma? Any real number a can be written in the form a is equal to bq plus r, where r can be 0, greater or equal to 0, but always less than b. We'll revise it today also. And the next topic we saw was Euclid's division algorithm. So what is algorithm? Algorithm is using the Euclid's division lemma in different steps to find out the HCF. So yesterday we had done finding the HCF using Euclid's division lemma in sequential steps. Yes, till we get the remainder 0 in that form. If you have not remember, kindly go through yesterday's video one more time and understand the topic very well. Today we will move further with Euclid's division lemma and see how we can represent various real numbers in that form. We did that yesterday also, but today we are going to continue where we left yesterday. Today we are also going to learn some new aspects, and at the end of the video I have put the homework for you, the different type of sums that you have to do for practice, and I will also send you the PDF of the homework file in the group. Okay? So Euclid's division lemma is in the form a equal to bq plus r, where r is the remainder. So r can be 0, greater than 0, but it has to be less than b. So here b is 3. Since b is 3 here, r can only be 0 or 1 and 2, sorry. So here because b is 3, r can be 0, r can be 1, or r can be 2, but r cannot be 3. Why r cannot be 3? Because if the remainder is 3, means it is the multiple. For example, 3 8s are 24. If 3 is the remainder, the number has to be 3 plus 24, that is 27, but 3 9s are 27. So logically we know that r can be 0, greater than 0, but always less than b. So this is Euclid's division lemma. So any number can be written in the form a is equal to bq plus r. So here we have written 25 as 3 into 8 plus 1. Now we are going to make use of these numbers and represent various real numbers in different forms. Please remember this form. Yes, a is equal to bq plus r. Any real number can be represented in this form. Is it clear? So now let us move further. Now the example 1 here show that every positive even integer is in the form 2q and every positive odd integer is in the form 2q plus 1, where q is some integer. What do you observe here? All the numbers we know, all positive numbers we know, are either even or odd. Now what is the difference between even or odd? The difference between the even and the odd numbers is even numbers are multiples of 2, while odd numbers are not multiples of 2. So in this case, what we have taken, here you will see a is any positive number, but b is 2. In both the cases, what is b? b is 2. Yes? So a is any positive number, while b is 2. So when we write any positive number in the form using b, so here a is any positive number, b is 2, is 2q plus r. Since b is 2, what can r be? R can be 0 or r can be 1. R cannot be 2 because b is 2, r is either 0 or 1, less than 2. Now when I write the number a as 2q plus 0, what does 2q plus 0 mean? When b is 2, so when the number a is divided by 2, the remainder is 0. When the remainder is 0, it is a even number because all even numbers are multiples of 2. So a is in the form of 2q, then it is an even integer. because all even integers are multiples of 2, means they come in the tables of 2, so it will always give a remainder as 0. But if it is an odd number, odd integer, when you divide by 2, it always gives the remainder 1. So here there are only two cases for even and the odd numbers. Yes, only two cases for the even and the odd numbers. When you divide any positive integer by 2, if the remainder is 0, it's a even number. If the remainder is 1, it's an odd number. Remember, this is very important form of Euclid's division lemma. A is any positive integer. So when b is 2, there are only two possibilities for the remainder. Remainder will either be 0 or be 1. When dividing by 2, if the remainder is 0, then it is an even number, and if the remainder is 1, it is an odd number. So now using this lemma, we will see further forms and uses of the lemma. Now here again we are told, show that any positive integer is in the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3. We are only talking about the odd integers, we'll also see the even integers. Now in the previous sum only we saw a positive integer, positive even integer can be written as 2q, and a positive odd integer can be written as 2q plus 1. But that was when you took b equal to 2. Now in this case, we are taking b equal to 4. Can you see this? In this form 4q plus 1 and 4q plus 3, I have taken b as 4. So what you can see here, like in the previous sum, any positive integer was shown by taking b as 2. Now I am showing the same positive integer this time, but this time I am taking b as 4. So here again, a is a positive odd integer or any integer, and b is 4. So when b is 4, you remember what is the condition? R should be 0 or greater than 0 but less than b, so less than 4. So the possible remainders are 0, 1, 2 and 3. So any number, any positive integer when b is equal to 4 can be written as 4q plus 0 or just 4q, or you should write 4q plus 0, 4q plus 1, 4q plus 2 and 4q plus 3. So remember why we got 4 numbers here. Last example, the previous example, we only had 2 numbers, 2q plus 0 and 2q plus 1. It was because b was equal to 2. Here b is equal to 4, so we have 4q plus 0, 4q plus 1, 4q plus 2 and 4q plus 3. In the same way, if b is equal to 7, then you will have 6q plus 0, 6q plus 1, 6q plus 2, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 4, 6q plus 5. Yes? So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 remainder. 6 numbers are possible. So as you get b, that many numbers are possible. Previous sum b was 2, so 2 numbers were possible, 2q plus 0 and 2q plus 1. Here b is 4, so 4 numbers are possible, 4q, 4q plus 1, 4q plus 2 and 4q plus 3. Now when I take a as 4q, I take 2 outside the bracket, so I can write 4q as 2 into 2q. I don't know the value of q, but I know that it is multiplied by 2. Yes, whatever inside the bracket q, it is multiplied by 2, so I'd call it 2m. Now remember in the previous example, any number multiplied by 2 is an even number. So we have 4q is an even number. Now the next number I have taken 4q plus 2. 4q plus 2. Again I took out 2 common and wrote 2q plus 1. So this number 2q plus 1 I have set to be n. So this has become 2 into n. So 2m and 2n are both multiples of 2. So these both are even integers. Now look at this one. A equal to 4q plus 1. So what you can write as 4q plus 1? You can write into bracket 2 into 2q. What I have done, I have written 4q as 2 into 2q, right? But the plus 1 remains outside the bracket. Notice 4 is written as 2 into 2q plus 1. Now I can change this number and call it whatever I want. I can call it say s. So this number has become how much? 2s plus 1, because that is your s. So 2s plus 1. Now remember, 2q plus 1 is which form? It is the form of a odd integer. So 2s plus 1 is also the form of an odd integer. So a number which is in the form 4q plus 1 can be written in the form 2s plus 1. So it's an odd number. And again, when a is 4q plus 3, I can write this 3 as what? 2 plus 1. So I have written 4q plus 2 plus 1. Now out of this 4q plus 2, I have taken the 2 common. Can you see here? So it becomes 2 into 2q plus 1, and this one I have kept outside the bracket here. So this has also become the form 2s plus 1. Now 2s plus 1 is which form? It is the odd form. So you can see these two numbers are in which form? 2s plus 1 or 2p plus 1, whatever you want to call it, or 2q plus 1. And in the previous slide we saw 2q plus 1 means the odd integer. So 4q plus 1 and 4q plus 3 both are what? They are positive odd integers. So positive odd integers can be shown in the form 2q plus 1, that is one form, or also in the form 4q plus 1 and 4q plus 3. Now here you have to understand, it all depends on the choice of your b. In the previous sum we had taken b is equal to 2. In this sum we have taken b is equal to 4. So a real number can be shown in many different ways. A is equal to bq plus r. It only depends upon what? Your choice of b, whatever b you choose. Now this is a sum from the exercise sum number 4. We are again using Euclid's division lemma to show that the square of any positive integer. So which are the positive integers you know? 1. 1 square is 1. So you can write it 3 into 0 plus 1. Yes? So it is in the form 3s plus 1. 1 square is 1. So 3 into 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 square is 4. How do you write 4? 3 ones are 3 plus 1 4. And what is 3 square? 3 square is 9. So 9 we write as 3 into 3. What is 4 fours are? 4 square is 16. So 16 is again 3 into 5 plus 1 again here. Okay. So it is in the form 3m plus 1. So again what we saw? Square of 1 is 1, written in the form 3m plus 1. Where you can say that m is equal to 0. So when m is 0, 3 into 0 is 0, plus 1 gives you square of 1. Okay. Now what is the square of 2? Square root of 2 is 4. Square of 2 is 4. So you can write 4 as 3 into 1 plus 1. 3 ones are 3 plus 1 4. Now 3. 3 square is 9. So 9 is a multiple of 3. But again 4. How do you write 4 square? 16. So 16 is 3 5s are 15 plus 1 16. Then you go to 5. 5 square is 25. 25 is 3 8s are 24 plus 1 25. Then you go to 6. 6 square is 36, which is a multiple of 3. 7 square is 49. 49 is 3 16s are 18 plus 1. 3 16s are 48 plus 1 49. So I am squaring the numbers and they all are coming in two forms only, 3m or 3m plus 1. So I tried it, yes, by verification. But now to show the same thing using Euclid's division lemma. So here I have taken let x be any positive integer. And what form I am showing? 3m or 3m plus 1. So what is my b here? I have chosen this time the sum. It is given b is equal to 3. So if b is equal to 3, you can have the remainder 0, 1 or 2. So you can write the form 3q plus 0 or 3q, 3q plus 1 and 3q plus 2. So when you get b equal to 3, you can write any positive integer in either of these three forms. If it is a multiple of 3, it will be 3q, others it will be 3q plus 1 or 3q plus 2. So these are the positive integers we have, the integers. Now when we square them, so first case let us take this 3q, square 3q. So when you square 3q, you get 9q square. 9q square, I have taken the 3 outside the bracket, so it can be written as 3q square, and 3q square called m, so it became 3m. So if the number is 3q, then the square of the number is in the form 3m. If it is 3q, if it is 3q plus 1, what is 3q plus 1 the whole square? Which formula will you use here? A square plus 2ab plus b square. So a square is 9q square, 2ab is 6q, and b square is 1. Now from these first two numbers, I have taken the 3 common. So I have taken 3 square plus 2q, taking the 3 common, and this one lies outside the bracket. Now inside this bracket, this number, I took it any random number m. So this form became 3m plus 1. Can you see? So it's in the form 3m or 3m plus 1. Similarly, the number 3q plus 2. What you can see in 3q plus 2, square it. So a square is 3q square is 9q square. 2ab means 2 into 3q into 2 is 12q, and 2 2s are 4. This is b square. Now written this 4 as 3 plus 1. So writing 4 as 3 plus 1, the first 3 numbers are multiples of 3. So I have taken the 3 common, and which form I got? 3m plus 1. So which form can you see? It's either 3m or 3m plus 1. The remaining two are in which forms? 3m plus 1. So any positive integer, square of any positive integer is either in the form 3m or 3m plus 1. Since I have taken b as 3, I get 3 forms: 3q, 3q plus 1 and 3q plus 2, and I have solved this sum. So this is the use of Euclid's division lemma. I have put a few sums in the homework which you will see later on. Now we come to a theorem, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What does it say? Every composite number can be expressed, it means factorized, as a product of its primes. Means you have to break up the number in such a way that all its factors are primes and you should not have any composite factor. Factorization is done in two ways. Which two ways? Having a composite factor or a prime factor. This theorem says we should have the product only as prime factor. For example, you can see this number 72. Yes? 72 I can write as 2 into 36. But 36 is a composite number. 36 I can write as 2 into 18. But again 18 is a composite number. So do not put composite numbers. I want to break down the numbers till all the products are prime numbers. So see, I have done this. You have done this method in the earlier stages. Yes? Earlier standards you have done factorization. This is called prime factorization. So 72, 2 divided by 72 gives me 36. 36 divided by 2 gives me 18. 18 divided by 2 gives me 9. Now 9 can be divided by 2. So 9 divided by 3. 3 3s are 9 and 3 1s are 3. So what are the factors of 72 you got? 2 into 2 into 2, that is 2 cube, or 3 into 3, that is 3 squares. So I have showed 72 as the product of the primes. 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. 72. The next number 4290. Yes? Here you can see 4290 is a number in which all these numbers occur only one time. 2, 3, 5, 11, 13. So 4290 can be expressed as the product of its primes. 2 into 3 into 5 into 11 into 13. So this is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Every composite number, prime number you can only show in one way. For example, 73. Then 73 you can only write 1 into 73. There is no other way of writing 73. Similarly, 37. 37 ones are 37. It's a prime number, can be written only one way. But every composite number can be written in the form of prime numbers. Yes? You can change the order. You can write here 2 into 5 into 3 into 13 into 11, but the factors will always remain the same. That is why it said the factorization is unique. You cannot break this number into any other prime numbers. For example, here the prime numbers are 2, 13, 5, 11, 2, 3, 5, 11 and 13. You cannot show 4290 as a product of 23 or 29 or 31 or 17 or 19. No. This is a unique factorization. So this is what the theorem states. Every number, composite number, can be expressed as a product of its primes, and the factorization is always unique. Remember this. You will try out other numbers later on. Now, where will we make use of this fundamental theorem of arithmetic? So we have learned today about, yesterday what did we do? We did Euclid's division lemma and Euclid's algorithm to find HCF, right? Today we saw in how many different ways the real numbers can be expressed in the form A equal to BQ plus R. Now we have learned the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, that every composite number can be expressed as the product of its prime and its factorization is unique. So this is one more thing we learned today. Now let us see how to make use of it. Now this you have done in previous classes. Do you remember this? Finding the HCF and LCM by product of prime factorization. So here again I have written the factors below here. The factors. Now in HCF what do you do? To find the HCF you take out the common factors. HCF means highest common factors. But what you have to do here, when you compare the common factors, you have to take the lowest power. Here it is 2 raised to 3 and here it is 2 raised to 1. 2 means 2 raised to 1. Which is a smaller power? Smaller power is 2 raised to 1. Yes? Smaller power is 2 raised to 1. So I have taken the smaller power as 2. Then again I have got here 3 square and here I got 3 raised to 1. Which is a smaller power? Again the smaller power is 3 raised to 1. So there are only two common numbers here, 2 and 3. And the smaller power of 2 is 2 raised to 1 and the smaller power of 3 is 3 raised to 1. There are only two common. So 2 3s are, what do I get? I get 6. So I got the HCF of 72 and 4290 is 6. In the HCF you take out the common factors and always take the lower powers. Which do you take? The lower powers, remember. Okay, so this was prime factorization and using the prime factorization. Now we find the LCM. In LCM you take the common factors only once, but all the other factors you have to take. But here you have to take the greater power. So again I have got 2 raised to 3 here and 2 raised to 1 here. So 2 raised to 3 is greater. So this time in the LCM I take 2 raised to 3. Then 3 square is greater. So I take 3 square. So which are common, I took the greater power. But which are uncommon, this also I have to take 5 into 11 into 13. So I took 5 into 11 into 13. When I multiply them all, I get 51480. Means the LCM of 72 and 4290 is 51480. 51480 is the smallest number which comes in the table of 72 and 4290. So here we have found out HCF and LCM using the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. You have done it before. You used to call it prime factorization. Here it is given a new name, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Okay. Now an interesting thing you will see here. The HCF of 72 and 4290 is 6 and the LCM is 51480. Now check, when I multiply the number 72 and 4290 and I multiply the HCF and the LCM, I get the same answer. So here we have a new rule that the product of the HCM and LCM, if you multiply the HCF and LCM, is also the product of the two numbers. Means if you have got two numbers A and B, then if you take the HCF of A and B and the LCM of A and B and multiply them both, you will get also A into B. So this is a very good thing we learned today. The product of the two numbers is also the product of its HCF and its LCM. So if you can find the HCF of two numbers, then using this formula you can also find out the LCM. Or if you know the LCM of two numbers, using this formula you can find out the HCF. Right? So let us see how it is done. So here we given two numbers, example 3. First, you have to find the HCF of 96 and 404. By which method? The prime factorization method. Okay, first we do this. So what is 96? So you have to do the whole factorization first. Yes, do it in your book. How will you do it? 96 you will factorize. So we'll write here 2 48 are 96. Then 2 24 are 48. Then 2 12 are, what do you get? 2 12 are 24. Then 2 6 are 12. 2 3 are 6 and 3 1s are. So you get 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. That is 2 raised to 5 into 3. So here I have written the prime factorization in the form of powers. Okay, I have written the powers. I have not opened it completely. We can also write 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. But we better use the form of powers. Similarly, now we have to factorize 404. So what is 404? 2 into 202 and 202 is 2 into 201. So 401 is 2 square into 101. So what is the HCF? See what is common in both. 2 is common. 2 raised to 5 and 2 square. Which is the smallest power? Smaller power, 2 square. So we get the HCF is 2 square equal to 4. Now we have found the HCF of the two numbers. Using this we have to find the LCM. So you know HCF of the two numbers into the LCM uses A into B. So to find the LCM you will take the HCF in the division over here. So the LCM of the two numbers is the product of the two numbers multiplication of the two numbers upon its HCF. So the numbers were 96 and 404 and the HCF was 4. So by doing the cutting and the division part, you will get the answer. The LCM is 9696. 9696. So this is one more sum we have done by this method. Yes, HCF into LCM equal to A cross B. Now we'll find the HCF and LCM of three numbers by using the prime factorization. So how you write 6 in prime factors? It is only 2 into 3. How I written 72? Remember, 2 cubed into 3 square. And what is 120? 120 if you factorize you get 2 cubed into 3 into 5. Now to find out the HCF, you can see 2 is common in all three. 2 is common in all three and even 3 is common in all three. So 2 and 3 is common. But what will you take? The smallest power. So here the smallest power is 2 raised to 1. Here it is 2 cube and 2 cubes. So I'll take 2 raised to 1 as the smallest power. And here the smallest power is 3 raised to 1. So 3 raised to 1 is the smallest power. Yes? So 2 raised to 1 into 3 raised to 1 is 2 3s are 6. So this is the HCF. And how to find the LCM? Take what is common but the biggest power. So the biggest power is 2 raised to 3 in two cases. So 2 raised to 3, here the bigger power is 3 square. So I take 3 square, the bigger power of what is common. So this was common. And what remains? A 5 remains. So I take a 5 also. So what is 2 cube is 8, 3 square is 9 and 5. So 8 into 9 into 5 gives me 360. Now remember and notice that the product of three numbers is not, I repeat, is not the HCF into LCM of three numbers. Remember, this rule applies only for two numbers and not three numbers. Yes, this is what you need to remember. Always remember, this rule applies for only two numbers and not three numbers. Is it clear? But this is the method of prime factorization. Again, you have to factorize them and write them in the power form. In the HCF, you have to take what is common. with the smallest powers. In LCM you take what is common with the biggest powers and also include the numbers which are not common to find the LCM. Now we go to the practice. So here I have given some homework. See the questions: using Euclid's division algorithm find HCF. Then the sum: show that positive odd integer is in the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3, 6q plus 5. Remember the first two sums we did for positive odd integer? 2q plus 1 was one form, 4q plus 1 and 4q plus 3 were different forms. Here I have used b equal to 6. So I hope you will know how to do the sum. Then the third question, show the cube. I have done the sum for square in the video and here I am asking the cube. What is cube? Do you remember? Yes, in the 9th standard you did the formula. A plus b the whole cube is a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. If you do not remember, take out the 9th book and do the formula, because for proving this cube sums you will remember the cube. Now question number 4 is, express each number as a product of its prime factors. So first find out the prime factors, then express it in the power of the prime factors. And the fifth question is to find the HCF and LCM of these two numbers by the method that we learned today. So there are few sums you have to do. Finish these sums, click a photograph and send to me personally. Okay, send the homework to me personally and make sure to do the homework as fast as you can. Will not pile up the works. And I'm very happy with the work you are doing, and you are doing really very good. In the times of pandemic, the learning is going very good. Thank you for all the support that you have shown. Yes, we'll continue learning like this. If you got any doubts, you can message me directly on my number. This is Wally sir and my number is 9624 884360, and I have written my number on every sheet. I'm sending my number on every sheet because if you got any doubts, you can contact me personally. Okay, just send me a WhatsApp message. Hope that you understood this whole lecture, and I will be looking forward to see your homework tomorrow. Okay, thank you.